Hello, beautiful people. I'm Deja Riley.
And I'm Alicia Ferguson.
And you are tuning in to Dose of Duality, the podcast where we dive into deep conversation, cultivating a sense of community around the state of coexistence.
So we are back with another episode, you guys. We're so excited. We have some really exciting news in today's episode.
Very exciting, but they're going to have to tune in to hear about it, to see about it, you know?
Yeah. So we got some exciting news. We're also going to just catch up and talk about what's been going on in our lives. And the daily dose is a real juicy today. I think we finally found one thing that we don't agree on.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a strong.
It was sharp and strong. Y'all are about to see.
I love the breath.
I know. Like, the breath is just grounding. You know, we all need to take a deep breath every once in a while, right?
I encourage y'all to take a deep breath with us when we do it.
Why not? Why not? How are you feeling?
I feel really good today.
Me too.
Yeah, like a energized.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in a little bit.
I know. I miss you when I don't see you.
That's how I felt.
Like, I really enjoy being in your presence. I really enjoy us getting to have just like fluid combos, because our combos just always flow.
Always.
Like, sometimes we plan to have like a little 30-minute touch base, and then I look at my clock and like an hour and a half later, we're still on the phone.
Because it goes from topic to topic to topic to topic. Even just now when we were looking through the text, I was like, wait, what did we say? And I was like, oh, we talk a lot.
I know, we do, right? But it's great. It's great. And like, honestly, I feel like it's not in any way like overwhelming.
No.
Or overbearing.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I felt very overwhelmed for the past week. And this morning I woke up feeling so much lighter.
Me too.
Really?
The last 2 weeks have been
just really anxiety filled.
I've been intentionally not going into large groups or avoiding. There was this whole block party yesterday. If you're in Bed-Stuy, you know about it. And I even took a different route.
Yeah.
When I went to get my hair done, I said, I'm not doing that.
I'm not going that way.
I want to see nobody I know. I don't cool, beloved, we love you, but I'm going to do something different.
I was also supposed to go to First Saturdays, and I just couldn't do it. You know, I haven't been yet. And this is
so we have to, I've dedicated July to going because I didn't go in May. I didn't go in June.
Okay.
Eric Mosley, y'all know Eric.
We love
called
Eric.
me. He had a little something to drink. And he's like, where are you at? Where are you at? And I was like, I am leaving the spa.
He's
spa.
like,
thank you. He's like, reroute your Uber. I'm not doing that. I'm going to go home. I'm going to sleep. I'm just going to be with self and just mellow out. And it felt amazing.
Good.
But we said we would be in
July
in the streets.
is it? Yes, we're going to be in these streets in July.
They're old. This feels
Seriously.
like old lady talk.
I know. Because didn't we talk about being outside last month? We were so excited for the weather. We're like, we're going to be outside. And then we weren't.
And then we're like, my bed.
I'm actually going to be inside.
Isolation. But it's been nurturing. It's been good.
And I have been surrounding myself with just a few people.
Yes.
That just bring me joy and help to revive my energy.
Yeah.
And so that was helpful too.
Yeah. I've been reading a lot more too.
Ooh.
And because the weather's nice, I did my balcony.
Yeah.
I went and got some new pillows.
Ooh.
Okay, this is a side note, but my neighbor, y'all, she's new to the building, so she doesn't know the rules.
I also have new neighbors since March. Very rowdy.
Oh, you were talking about the pitter-patter.
The 4 kids, one's a newborn. It's real loud. So tell me about your neighbor.
And you want to be considerate.
Right.
I just need, it has to go both ways.
Yes. Reciprocity all the way.
So and I waited a while, but she has a bird feeder.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, cute. We have birds. I'm in Bed-Stuy, but there's a community garden that my balcony overlooks and all these trees. So it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
We get birds. It's nice to see. I'm not a birder. She's a birder. She puts a bird feeder up there.
Okay.
And now the birds are flocking above me. So now I can legitimately hear sunflower seeds just dropping on my table. I come outside. They just had a whole party. It's 5 of them chilling. No one has an invite. No one's paying rent here. And then they start pooping everywhere.
No.
Everywhere.
Oh, Alicia, bird poop, it really does.
Nasty.
It makes me gag.
It's nasty.
Honestly, okay, funniest story. Very quick funny story. Speaking of birds, I was at a late lunch, early dinner with two of my best guy friends yesterday, and a bird pooped on my friend's head. And I watched it happen. It felt like it was slow-mo, but it happened too quick for me to like warn him.
So you just watched.
So I just watched. Thank God he's bald.
Okay.
Because he was able to like wipe it right off, go to the bathroom, wash his head. But I was like, what if I was sitting on that side? It would have been in my hair and like.
Oh my goodness.
Listen.
There's moments like that in life. Okay, so one bird was supposed to be good luck.
That's what I've heard. Okay. But he was like, I feel like that's something that people just say to people just
it's
to
like,
make
here's
them
the
feel
consolation
better.
prize for having the bird poop on you. But like I feel like these are city stories.
Yeah.
I saw like a subway rat, like a full-grown rat, run up somebody in the park. And so bird poop in my hair equates to that for me. Like, it's like the
skin crawling, like, ooh, the heebie-jeebies.
Like, even when I think about it, it still just makes me like, I can't even. But about my neighbor, so I went upstairs, knocked on her door, and was like, hey, girl. I had a little chat with the rest of the neighbors because I'm like the neighbor captain now.
I love that you're the neighbor captain. I can so see you assuming that role.
Like, I just want to check to see if everyone else is fine. Like, how are we dealing with this? And no one else was getting poop because I'm directly under her, but everyone else was getting tons of seeds. So every morning you're waking up and you're, sweeping.
Yeah.
And then my neighbor, who's not even in our building, but he's next door, he heard me rallying the troops in our balcony. And he was like, are you talking about the sunflower seeds? I was like, are they coming on your backyard too? So this wasn't just affecting one person.
It was everyone.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Since it's been resolved, I hope she
good.
doesn't listen to this.
Maybe she does, though. I mean, who knows? But you were just being honest, and it's all love.
Yeah.
We're just trying to be considerate of one another and live in human harmony,
Well, she told me, she was like, I was just trying to make sure the birds were fed.
Oh, it's kind.
And that's what made me feel a little sad.
Yeah, right?
But also,
they're living creatures too.
My pillows.
Listen, I can't have the birds chilling just above my head. Like, it's just not going to work for me.
It's not cool.
But speaking of chilling, we've got our segment, Wellness and Chill. Yes. So let's get to it.
So what have I been up to? So, okay, I went to this Korean spa.
Yeah.
I started doing it. I went. The first time I went was pre-pandemic.
Okay.
It's in Jersey. It's called King Spa. Really amazing. Some people.
Wait, you came to Jersey?
Okay, but I didn't drive. I took
Okay. You get a pass.
I know that would be.
But like also,
that would be.
You gonna come to my neck of the woods and not say nothing.
I know. I was like, hey, I'm just. But we should go. Oh, you can.
No, I can.
Oh, you can.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I can.
Okay, so we're gonna do that.
And you already alluded to it.
I'm
why are we keeping
this? These things.
No. But you have been a lockbox vault for quite some time now, for months. So now you don't have to.
Thank you. It was a lot. And even as I was like, oh, man, this was not how this conversation was going. Okay.
You ready?
Share with our family what's going on.
Well, everyone, if you have not already seen on my social media, I am pregnant.
I love you wearing green too. Your favorite color.
God, my favorite color. Had to do a bodysuit. This is actually a Lululemon swimsuit, by the way.
It's looking good. It's giving Skims vibes.
I can't wear it as a swimsuit anymore because it's fully up.
Oh, got you.
The yowzer. But fully pregnant and very happy and soaking it all up, and in my second trimester now, and just breezing on through this pregnancy.
I'm just in awe of you.
Thank you.
Because it's been such a journey.
Yeah, it has. It has.
And so many people have been like walking this with you, and we've seen the ups and the downs and like the twists and the turns.
Yeah.
And you've just done it so authentically and gracefully and with so much love.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to spend too much time on it. I mean, like, baby Izzy is out in full effect. We'll be here for the remainder of the season, probably into next season. So just like, letting you know.
Check out Deja's Instagram to see the reveal video was dope.
Oh, thank you. Rose did it.
Oh, I saw. I had to be like, who did this?
Right.
Oh, I really
she's the one.
So good.
Rose smashed it.
Yeah, go check that out, y'all.
Pepper did the makeup, styled by Lululemon.
It was really good.
Thank you.
I was like, what a reveal. You broke the internet that day.
Thanks.
No, you didn't.
You know?
Everyone was like,
I was on my Kim Kardashian, you know. No. But anyways, anybody who wants to hear any more of my story, feel free to go to my Instagram. I share a ton of like all through my fertility journey. So there it is. Cheeseburgers.
So now you don't have to wear the big shirts.
I know. Right?
So many people were like, it's something. And I'm just like, mouth closed. Like, I just, leave me alone. Stop this.
But you know, I really wanted to take time for this to be a sacred moment for me to process all my emotions around it, for me to share it with family and close friends, and for it to be a time of celebration that didn't quite feel so overwhelming. I really got to take my time and share it with the people that I love. And that was so beautiful. Like, I get to hold that forever. And I'm so happy that I do. Now moving forward into this new journey, like new portion of the journey. And now that I've shared it, that was part of the reason why I was feeling so overwhelmed last week.
I can imagine.
Oh my goodness.
Was it like overwhelmed because there was such an outpour of love
and support and prayers, and like so many people like told me they were praying for me. Somebody sent me like a video of their prayer journal with like my name in it, like praying for like my fertility journey, praying for the things that I was going through. And I was like, wow. Like, you just never know what people are doing.
Oh,
like,
that is beautiful.
Yes, right?
That is so
And my
beautiful.
heart was just like, oh my God. Like, I cried so many times.
When they say like you don't know, like your name can be in rooms that you don't know about. Same with the prayers. Like, how many people are just, they see it, they feel connected. You like move them in certain ways. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. And speaking of pregnancy, we're going to get straight to
Let's talk about it.
Dose. Okay. So I sent you the article.
To hit the dose. This is our daily dose.
This is our daily dose.
Daily dose segment.
I got a half a dose, and then you got a half a dose.
We're talking about things that are just happening in pop culture and news.
Yes.
I love what your dose is today.
Okay, you're going to pull up the article for me. Okay, so I follow this guy on TikTok called Consciously. He's incredible. If you don't follow him, he like talks about so many things within culture, so many things that are like just socially impacting the world. And he actually put me on.
My phone is so dirty. I have coffee on it. I'm like trying to wipe it off before I give it to you.
Girl, you're fine. Don't even do all that.
I'm embarrassed.
No, don't be embarrassed. But it's this trans man by the name of Caden Coleman. He is 34 years old, and he just gave birth like maybe like a year ago to his second child. And in this article, he's basically talking about like just the trauma of pregnancy. And I was reading it and I was like, he used to tell people that he just had a beer belly and let them believe that. So that he didn't have to feel like embarrassed or judged or like, you know, have to explain himself. And I just thought, and I was having a conversation with some of my friends this past weekend, Lexi and Toch. Love them. But I was having a conversation about them and I said, you know, if someone can provide a healthy, happy, warm, safe home for children, they should be allowed to raise children. And, you know, there's this idea that like a birthing person or two same-sex partners should not have the same privileges as a man and a woman. But I've actually seen more healthy households, it like exemplified for me in those kinds of households. And like, I even have a friend who's single now. He's a widow. And he decided that he was still going to have a child. And he found a surrogate. And it's like the most beautiful story. Oh my gosh, it just like literally makes my heart melt because he is going to be the best father in the entire world. Like, I'm so excited for him. But like, it was always his dream to be a dad. So like, why does he have to marry a woman, which is not, you know, of his nature? Or like, why does he have to find another partner in order to live out his dream? And I feel the same way about Caden. Like, by the way, like, I don't know if you saw the picture.
Is Caden the one? So is Caden the one who was also on, was it like a Times like article recently too? Maybe there might have been another. It probably is. It probably is.
But like, the kids are beautiful.
So cute. I love that you said the beer belly piece.
Yeah.
Because there are certain men right? Or
Yeah.
presenting that have such like this belly that and we make jokes about it, but it's,
I mean, I'm not getting away with calling this a beer belly,
it's
but
like, oh, what's going on?
But like, yes,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a male very much so could.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I thought his story was very beautiful.
Yeah.
I wanted to share that as, my half of the dose today.
Yeah.
And also, like, as I, develop this deep sense of gratitude for my own pregnancy, I want to celebrate those that have the dream of becoming a parent. And I hope that my story can provide so much hope and inspiration and, allow them to know that, like, even if the journey doesn't look like everyone else's, i.e. Kaden, i.e. my friend, like, even if the journey doesn't look like everybody else's, it doesn't mean you can't have your happily ever after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that specifically about this story is that when you hear like a trans man gave birth, I think people's initial reactions are like, okay, hold up. Let my brain kind of like process like the steps for this.
Yeah.
And then I'm so interested, and I haven't read it, but I'm so interested in like the decision between him and his partner.
Yeah.
Like to still choose and to not do like surrogacy, but to be like, I actually want to carry, my child.
You should definitely read more about him. And then I'll send you that video from Consciously.
Okay.
Because I just love it. And I think I think he said that they were friends. So like, he was just like shouting out the homie.
Yeah.
But I thought that was cool.
That's really dope. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, so my daily dose, y'all, is, let me start to pull it up. So I'm not necessarily a conspiracy theorist.
oh my gosh. Okay. Well, if we're going to get into conspiracy theories, I just have to say that, like, I think both my parents, sorry, Mom and Dad, both my parents are
putting them out there like
I'm
that?
putting them all the way on Front Street, and they listen to this podcast. So, Mom and Dad, I already know you're both conspiracy theorists. I accept you as you are. But yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna listen to this, and I'm gonna try to be open-minded.
I know what they might have to say. Okay, so this is what's going down. So recently, everybody, if you haven't been watching or looking at the news, so there was a sonic boom that happened.
Oh.
So, and this happened over DC. So a plane, a commercial private plane was flying.
Okay.
It was, this part is sad. There was a 2-year-old child, a granddaughter, and there was one other person on the plane, and then the pilot. So they were flying over Virginia, and they were headed to Long Island to, reunite with the fams.
Yeah.
And the pilot went unconscious. And so the plane started to drift down and headed into area that when you're in DC, Virginia area, restrictions are they're tight.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So he started to head down into unrestricted area, but the pilot was unconscious. And so fighter jets came because they're like, yo, what's going down? And they set off flares to try to like get the attention of the pilot. Nothing happened, and then the fighter jets came, but they were allowed. They gave them restrictions or released restrictions so they could fly at supersonic speed to get to the plane, and it broke the sound barrier. So this loud sonic boom was heard over the area, DC, Virginia area, and so people said their houses shook, windows shattered, like like it was like earthquake vibes. And you're like, what just happened right now? And it was the plane breaking the sound barrier. I don't want to sound not intelligent, but I was like, I know we hear about the sound barrier, but I've never thought about it being broken and like what that would actually be or experienced it.
Yes.
Right? So they broke the sound barrier. The plane didn't shoot down this like private plane. It let it crash in like the George Washington Sonoma like forest area or valley. Like some forest in Virginia. Okay. That sounds weird.
Yes.
It just all sounds weird.
It all does. But what happened to the people? Oh,
and so they haven't shown pictures of the crash, though, which again goes back to people feeling this conspiracy theorist. They're like, you didn't shoot it down. And then the planes, like fighter jets came, of all things, and they broke the sound barrier. And so people are just like, the math ain't mathin'. It feels a little weird. And so it brings me to thinking about how there's been a lot of like UFO extraterrestrial sightings. Now, you might have seen it on like Lizzo's page. I don't know. Like she was like outside in LA and was like, what is this like bright light?
I saw
Someone else
that.
saw another bright light.
Yeah.
And so I'm just thinking, what if that's the story that they're using or telling us? And really, there's don't look at me like that, Deja. What?
I'm putting you in the box.
Okay. I'm just saying that it's totally plausible that this is happening.
Alicia.
And okay. So this is my thing. when we look at history, there's a lot of things that have happened, and it's like, that's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna go civil rights movement. They're like, the CIA isn't tapping Malcolm X's phone, and then it's like years later, you're like, nah, y'all was really tapping that man's phone. That's crazy.
Yes.
All I'm saying is,
This is not comparable.
Years later,
You're comparing that to the CIA tapping Malcolm X's phone.
I'm just saying that.
No. Alicia.
What if it was an extraterrestrial? And not like aliens, like we see aliens. Okay, so my man friend has really gotten me into this whole extraterrestrial thing, and I'm like,
Not him too.
Oh, he's a hardcore believer.
What? Oh, we have to do dinner soon. We have to do dinner soon.
I'm not even convinced. He's so convincing that like I'm like, okay, well, when you put that together and that together, like, how did they get these rocks here? How did they make these statues? Wow, it like goes so deep in the ground when you think about all the things in South America. Okay. So it's just me.
Oh my goodness.
We need your mom on here. I need someone to back me.
It's not just you, because B's into it.
Yeah.
My parents are into it. Like, I am willing to hear you guys out. For me, it just plays out like a movie. Like the extent of my extraterrestrial beliefs is like E.T. because it was a childhood favorite. So like that's where we're at. We're like, riding bikes in the air. What?
Yeah. Okay, and so when we say extraterrestrial, we think of the movie E.T., but what if it's not so distant and foreign from what we're used to seeing? It just means something that's not, that we see every day. But it doesn't have to, be like these big-eyed creatures. It could... No? Okay.
I'm gonna need some proof.
All right. I'm gonna do my research, y'all, so we can circle back to this.
We can circle back.
Because this story intrigued me so much.
I wouldn't even read past the headline.
Comments were
I just would have
comments. It was the comments.
Yeah.
One guy was like, I was in the military, and I'm just letting you know that doesn't sound right, but I'm not going to say what really happened. And everyone's like, great. So you're going to not say what happened, act like you know what happened. You were probably like the first, not even sergeant or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you're acting like you know all these like big secrets. Like, keep your mouth closed.
Gosh,
but I was like, I'm a comment person. So I was like digging. I was like, what?
Well, if you're a comment person, you should go look at some of the things that my dad posts. My mom doesn't post her thoughts. She just shares them with me, usually in private like chats to me and my siblings and stuff. But my dad, he actually posts. He's very bold about it. Okay. And you can just read his comments too, because people, tend to go ham in there, and it's kind of fun to read. You should check it out.
I might be that person now.
Listen, I invite you. And when he's in town next week, you guys totally have to meet. But yeah, listen, so we can circle back.
Okay.
I'm willing to hear. I'm willing to hear you out.
And so the other part that they were saying was, who did they say the plane belonged to? It belonged to... Oh, they didn't. That was the other thing.
Oh, okay.
And they're like,
details were missing. Like
some details. John Rumpel says the daughter of the... details weren't there. And then they released a statement that said... So the federal government released a statement. Honestly, I feel like their statement should be more formal. This sounded very casual.
Yeah.
Like, flares were employed with the highest regard for safety. Flares burn out quickly, so there's no danger to the people on the ground. I don't know why that just caught my attention. I just feel like there should be more language that feels more official. I just need more evidence.
I think we need more evidence, honestly. I think this also calls for a moment to reset, because, listen, we don't get off on different pages very often.
This is one of them.
This is one of them. And I respect your point of view.
I love it.
But
I love it.
We're going to need some more proof.
All right. So as I pull the cards,
pull some cards.
I'm still going to try to convince you. I just feel like if we believe in angels, right?
Yes. Okay.
And they could be considered extraterrestrial beings.
But I also believe angels come in human form.
Yeah. I think the aliens might look more similar.
You do?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they might kind of look like us, but just like a twist.
I'm doing my best not to touch you, but it's a little difficult, Alicia. I
think that maybe
I don't know where we're going with this one, but
all right.
Jesus, take the wheel. All right.
No, really, take it. Okay, so guys, I just shuffled the deck. We are going to pull our intentions.
I'm ready for this one today.
Right,
give a little shimmy.
Oh, okay, Michelle with the shimmy.
I need a little shimmy. Jimmy and I did a TikTok yesterday, and he had to shimmy, and his shimmy is like classic.
He has been like, y'all TikToks are so funny because he really is trying.
He's so committed,
and he gets the move. Mm-hmm. It's just like he's in his head. He's like, let me just get the move. Let me get the move.
I'm very proud. He's my best student.
Oh yeah,
it's so good. It's so good. Okay, here we go.
Ooh, cute. Show the camera.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah. Wait, nails. Can you see the nails? They're green too.
They're
with
green.
Like yellow.
There's
there's smiley faces.
Yeah, they're really
and
cute.
Flowers and things. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Let me clear out the extraterrestrial energy in the room.
You are still on it. Woo. Okay.
Okay, I'll let you go. I'm
gonna go first. Okay.
Yeah, yep.
Even around this ET energy, I am safe. That's what it says at the top. I am safe. I trust my intuition to lead me down the right path. Looking back on my trials, I see that I am still here and thriving. I always end up better, stronger, and wiser. I have proven to myself that I will always make it time and time again. I am safe. Oh, yeah, that feels right. Mm-hmm. That feels right. I'm holding that close to my heart. I think that especially, making reference to my fertility journey, this is a very important affirmation for me to hold on to, because no matter what I've been through, no matter how painful, no matter how just gutting some of those scenarios and experiences were, I am safe and I am still thriving.
Stronger. I don't know why. Is it Donnie McClurkin or what's the song?
Oh, I thought you were going to Britney Spears' Stronger.
Oh, we were.
But like Donnie's great too, but I really thought
I love the yin and yang happening today.
but it's coming together.
Stronger. I'm not hitting the key.
Yeah, I know. That's why I thought it was Britney Spears.
I tried. You got the sentiments. Okay, I am focused. Yes. I'm focused on achieving my goals through deliberate action. I take time to feel how it would feel to achieve my dreams. I visualize my desires through a lens of love and happiness. I am focused. Okay, because I've been so unfocused, I'll just start there. The deliberate piece comes from last week. So I ordered these 2 books.
Okay.
And they're affirmations, but they're based in scriptures.
Huh.
So it's like whatever your situation is, if you're looking for like wisdom or healing or just clarity, or whether it's like, Lord, work out my finances, specific scriptures that can help you. So basically the idea is you declare the decrees. The decrees are what's already in the Bible, and you just like speak them out of your mouth. Like that's the power. He created the world with words. Yeah. So we can create with words. And so the focus piece is I've been deliberately, since I ordered those, every morning and visualizing, I like say them.
Okay.
And I like speak them out loud. And one of the things it says, speak to the mountain, whatever your mountain is. Yeah. In the Bible, it's like you can speak to it and like cast it down and believe. And so it feels silly, but I'll like visualize whatever the challenge is. Yeah. And I'm like in my house, like mountain or like insert problem. Like, you have no control here. Like I release all, worry around you and all attachments. But it's been an internal shift. Yeah. And the visualization of it kind of like dematerializing and like ceasing to exist has been really helpful. Yeah. So in my unfocusedness, I've made deliberate action to be more focused.
I love that.
And intentional with my words. And it's been really helpful. Yeah.
Okay, because you focus.
I'm focused.
Listen.
Focus, man. Was that you? Focus,
right. Man. It was Jay-Z. It's hope.
It's hope. It's
hope. All right. So today we want to continue to dig into relationships. And we've talked about our relationship already. And I think another thing that we have in common is we tend to be the strong friend. And so much comes along with that title, right? Yeah. It's not a title that I would have bestowed upon myself. But I do know that there is so much power in the strength that I carry and that it is an admirable quality to others. And somehow I ended up being the strong friend. Yeah.
It's tiring.
It's exhausting.
And it's like, I can't keep carrying this on my back.
Right.
My shoulders need someone unburden me like with it. And I think because your natural personality, from what I've seen in our relationship, like you can recharge your own batteries. And I'm like similar. Like things will knock me down and I could be there for a bit. And then it's like, all right, now like, let's bounce back up.
Yep.
And so because of that and your level of resiliency, people look at that and they just assume that things aren't happening to you. Or maybe they are, but it's not to like that same magnitude as like what other people are going through.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like I feel pressure on my chest too. Like I can't breathe at times also. Like I feel like I'm in quicksand and I'm fighting my way out through this thing.
Yeah.
And being the strong friend, what I will acknowledge in being the strong friend is sometimes I don't do the best or I didn't do the best. Now I'm gonna be honest, I still don't do the best at it. I'm better at it.
Okay.
Progress, not perfection.
Yes.
But like waving your hand and being like, I need help. So sometimes we're used to like keeping it together.
Yeah.
And because you can charge your own batteries, I'm similar. I'm like, all right, I'll, deal with this. And we're in wellness. So it's like, the things you need to do to take care of yourself.
You have the resources, you have the support, like the order in which you need to do things to like pick yourself back up again. I find that like as the strong friend, I've always felt like I had to cry in the dark. And it wasn't until like last year that I started to share some of my deepest and darkest moments just like publicly because I needed to free myself.
Yeah.
I wanted to be vulnerable on a different level, especially with the people around me in my community, because I hadn't communicated that before. I really just showed this like joyous highlight reel. Meanwhile, like I am going through it behind the scenes and then just putting on a smile and like getting back in front of the camera or like getting back on the horse and like riding through my day. And that just wasn't healthy for me. I also recognize that as I've acknowledged that I can't always play the role of the strong friend, I have started to attract and place myself strategically around sometimes other people who are also the strong friend, which can relate back to like some of the feelings that I might share or some of the sentiments that I might have around being a strong friend.
Yeah. So when you start to make the shift from being like, all right, I got to start taking these baby steps to like show these emotions and like allow and let people in. For me, it was so scary.
Yeah.
Because, and to be very like honest, it was, what will people think of me? Because they're used to seeing me as like put together and having it figured out. And like, it just seems like you're so intentional with all these decisions. And like, meanwhile, I'm like, I am flailing.
Flailing in the breeze, okay?
Flailing, right?
Yes.
I'm just sending up prayers, hoping something sticks to the wall.
Yes.
Right? So like, what came up for you when you started having to like shift into sharing more like intentionally?
A season of shedding. Because those that could not allow me to kind of come out of that cocoon and transform into this new, like full butterfly that could show up vulnerably, and then also acknowledge that vulnerability didn't have to be a weakness, because I think that that's sometimes other people's identifier of like the strong friend, when the strong friend breaks down or when the strong friend just like has other emotions other than the positive ones, that they truly are like not as strong as they seem. At least that's from my own perception. And that may not be, what everyone thinks, but I think some of, some of the people do. But I feel like when I started to do that, this huge season of shedding, and I don't mean just shedding relationships. I mean shedding certain environments. I mean like shedding certain habits. And the habits is the one that I'm still working on. But I do think there was like this huge like flush, just like a rush of people and things and places that had to like leave my life because they weren't going to support who I needed to be in this season of my life.
Yeah. I would say similar. And when you don't realize that's what's happening, you almost just start looking around and it, like relationships that seemed foundational.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yes.
And so we were talking about, and I've been reading the book that you so graciously gave me. Thank you. You had me all in my. There was. I was like one day I was just like, I'm just so emotionally tender. I'm only like 30 pages in, and these questions are just forcing me to be really like honest and reflective. And the piece that stuck out for me was because I'm the strong friend. Right? Or that's how I show up in a lot of my relationships and situations is I like to hold on to relationships that have longevity, right? Because I know there's safety within those places.
Yes.
Right? And so it's like, okay, this is one like area of respite for me that I know I could like come and like at least share a little.
Yeah.
But in that, it had me, and going to the book, it had me seeking shelter in all these places and things that weren't inside of me.
Inside of people, inside of other people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that became the challenge was seeking shelter inside of other people and other things. Like you allow people when they want to pick up and leave, it's like they're taking all the contents that you poured in
into them.
Yes. And you're left with your home being unfurnished and not taken care of. And you've kind of, not abandoned yourself, but you've just been neglectful because you've been pouring so much into other things. And I don't know. That book is just, if y'all haven't gotten it, I think this might be the second or third time we've recommended it.
Yeah.
But
Welcome Home,
really
Najwa Zebian.
Yeah.
Whew, it's a gem.
It's so good.
It was honestly, I still talk about it as being one of the books that has changed and shifted my life.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that it's reaching you in a similar way. And, I do think there are so many elements and so many layers to relationships, to friendships, to partnership in the same way that we were talking to Lachelle about. And so I'm very excited because in the next episode, we're going to bring our friends on.
Oh, I know.
And we're gonna dig into
friends,
the girl chat, the group chat. What about your friends? TLC style,
and that accountability piece that's needed within friendship. Like, if I feel like if my friends, this is how the stage I'm at. If you can't tell me about myself, like I don't. But that's the level I want to be on with all my friends.
Same.
Like, hold me accountable. Like, I can't see my back, but like, as you as my friend, you're like, girl, you said you wanted to show up this way.
Yeah.
But what I'm observing is this. You need that.
You really do. And I think it's so important to have so many truth tellers in your life and to be able to be on this level of honesty that feels just authentic, like that really you can dig into and you can allow each other to grow through several seasons.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't agree on everything. I mean, we just had a whole conversation where like there's so many things that
you totally it's bombastic side eye. That's what you gave me when it came to the ET.
We should do that TikTok because that was what I was giving you. This
it's like what just happened? Like,
girl,
I was rolling with you until I wasn't rolling with you.
But it's all love and we can sit here and laugh about it. And I think that's also what sisterhood and relationship and partnership is all about. And I'm looking forward to sharing more of that with our community, our crew.
Absolutely.
Can
I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Go back to the strong friend. We're gonna be wrapping it up soon, y'all. But let's I have this
dig into
this thought that what is something, so you being the strong friend, right? And so you taking these steps to like allow yourself to be more vulnerable and like lean back.
Yeah.
What is like something or an action or something that somebody's done for you that you're like, oh wow, like I felt held?
I think that, and I've said this before to other people, I don't know if I've said it here on the podcast, so I'll say it here. I think one of the most beautiful things that the majority of the friends that I have now in my life do is like, they ask me like how my heart is, like checking my heart posture and like checking in with me in a way that feels like an open floor, right? It's like they're not searching for the generic answer of like, yeah, I'm good, girl. Like, move on. Let you say what you got to say.
Yeah.
Like, they actually care.
Yeah.
And I think showing that element of care, we talked about that in Purcell's episode, like, you know, having a community of care that surrounds you really honestly is like, for me, the ideal place to be. It's the ideal world that I want to continue to cultivate around myself and around my child. And like, you know, I think that it is really, really beautiful to be able to lean into relationships deeper. And I think even going through that season of shedding, I never wanted to be jaded. I never wanted my heart to be hardened. And so I appreciate that even the friends that I've had through that shedding season that like we made it to the other side together, they hold me in that way and like helped to kind of carry me through that, and they didn't even know. Yeah. You know?
I love that open floor.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people are asking and they're just like looking for like, they're like, let me get this out the way so I can really say what I want to say. Or they're just saying it with the anticipation that you're going to be like, great, lovely, wonderful.
And let's move on.
Yeah, they're not expecting a real answer.
Yeah.
You can tell it because they're not prepared when you actually start to like divulge. It's like, whoa, oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's things happening.
Yeah. As you go through that similar transition, what would you say it is for you?
I would say, so one of the things that Tiffany and Sarah's coming in the next episode, love them. They're my best friends. I was going through, last summer the year's been challenging. And they took me to this place called Rec Room.
Where's that?
It's in Bushwick.
Okay.
You put on like these spacesuits, essentially. You put on a hard hat, and you just go.
You break things?
And you just
oh my gosh, I've been wanting to do this.
And they were like, you need to release. And they didn't even tell me like what was happening.
Yeah.
They just were like, come, we're going to do this. And it was just like, And in my head, I was like, ring the alarm. I've been doing this too long. And Beyonce was just like playing my head. And I was like, messing up. We were banging up TVs and old computers. And it was just like, they knew that I needed it. You're not going to say that you need it, but we know there needs to be a release. And they did it in a way that is authentic to them.
Yeah.
So they're not so big. Like, I'm the one who's like, how are we feeling today? Like, how's your heart, friend?
Yeah.
And they're like, get out of here. You want to be well so bad, Alicia. But
your woo-woo-ness.
Like, but for them, that was like, all right, this is the way that we could do it. We can like hold you. And then we had a lovely dinner afterwards. And I was just like, I just love y'all.
What a special way to show up.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, another thing we're adding to the list, since we're going to be outside, we're going to a rec room this summer.
That's going to be a time.
That pregnant.
You just be strategic with your...
The angles. The angles. It's all about the angles.
Or you can throw dishes at the wall.
Oh.
Because they have that too.
Oh, great. You put the goggles on and then you
I feel like I was in a music video.
Yes.
Again, Beyonce, me, myself, and
Yes. Sometimes you just got to let it out. Oh my goodness. This has been amazing.
I'm so happy.
Me too. All right. Let's put a bow on it.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Well, this has been your weekly dose of duality. We cannot wait to see y'all next time. Please like, subscribe, share. If you are not watching us on YouTube, tune in to YouTube, y'all.
Yes,
our facial expressions are priceless, hilarious, comical. All right. But until next time, I'm Alicia Ferguson.
I'm Deja Riley.
And this has been Dose of Duality.
Yeah, baby. See you next time.
Y'all. If you have enjoyed this episode of Dose of Duality, please do us a favor. Like, share with the homie, and subscribe. We love hearing your feedback, and trust us, we respond to like everything.
Sure do. And don't forget to rate and review this podcast. Come back again next week for another Dose of Duality.